I am delighted that Mattel chose to release a clown from the teal grouping instead of the usual pink grouping. And you guys might be wondering, what are you talking about? There are different groupings of clowns, and yes, there are. If you look closely in the Circus episode, the Showtime episode of Cars on the Road, there are two distinct paint jobs that the clowns have. Pink swirly polka dot designs that Greebles, Rodette Marker, and by the way, yeah, polka dots on Claire Gunzer there. Kelly Beambright over from 2023 has them as well. And the only two teal grouped clowns going in the Van Campbell here that Mattel has released were the Circus Stunt Biplane and Hallam Haynes, believe it or not, both of which took a metallic turn that is a little bit different from Van here, and we're going to do a nice comparison in a bit here, but you can see that they do have a matching paint job there with the red kind of flame pattern. Not really sure how I would describe it, but that is distinctly different from the Greebles of the world and whatnot. And of course, Kay and Maypillar Derev are their own unique paint jobs that stand out as the ringmasters of the circus. Now, in real life, the uniforms for clowns or performers in a circus are usually divided by gender, male and female, and that seems to be the exact case here with this, teal versus pink. Although the Circus Stunt Biplane has not been named, let's just assume it's a male. Van Campbell, obviously, male name, Hallam Haynes, male, and then Kelly Beambright, Greebles, Rodette Marker, Claire Gunzer all would fall under the female category. So far, they're adhering to that pattern that reflects real life. So I think that's pretty cool. I haven't heard anyone talk about that yet. Now, granted, maybe in a couple years they release a teal clown with a very much so female name and it just completely breaks the trend, but I don't think they will. I think they will stick with this because it actually makes logical sense. And I'm very excited here for Van Campbell today. I love the fact that the card art actually matches the diecast in terms of his expression. Like, when does that ever happen? I mean, like, truly, I am not saying that facetiously or in a bad way, but more often than not, the card art does not match the eyes or the expression of the diecast. And also, Van Campbell, I'm a huge NFL football fan, and Van Campbell seems like a direct reference to Detroit Lions head coach Dan Campbell. Granted, very common name, but Dan Campbell rose so much to popularity over the last couple years that it almost makes it seem like this is a reference to that. I doubt it is, but it is a cool thing to mention. This guy came out of 2024 Singles Case J. I think this is the last car from the case that I have to review. I might do Eric Breaker or something like that down the road, but I did already do Manji, Carla Veloso. Actually, I have not done Justin Roadritter. Justin Roadritter is so sneaky in this case because he was already released in that 2-pack with Ken and Janoki, but of course this is a variant. So yeah, we will review him at some point here, despite him being very, very similar to the version in that 2-pack. But obviously Van here is a brand new character, and I wish I could have gotten around to reviewing him sooner, but after that long drought of no new releases, we just got bombarded with NASCAR, Glow Racers, all sorts of stuff. And so yeah, had to make some room. And obviously we have Case K coming here soon as well, thanks to Astro Smokey. But on the road here, obviously Jessica Carville was in Case H, Deputy McQueen and Slime, Case D, Chris Freidman, Tony Motorfeld, Case G, Jason Roque, Case H, President Mayer, Case E. So I'm glad that they're updating the card backs to kind of stay with the times and be representative of what may be in the store at the same time that you're holding your Van Campbell here. Now, if you find all 7 of these cars in the store at the exact same time, you're not in a store, you are in heaven, because it is completely, utterly ridiculous to find 7 of the best cars from one year in one place. That would be wild. If you find all 7 of these cars in one store, one place, photograph that and let me know, because that is literally monumental. But yeah, no, do I wish they put Justin Roadritter on the back here as well because they're in the same case? Yes, but hey, it's not a perfect world, it's all good. The world's going to get a little more perfect though when I open Van here up. And yes, I did just call him Vanny. I think that's a fitting nickname for kind of a goofy, fun clown, especially considering some of their names are like Greebles, for example. But yeah, let's show him there in the episode. I think he does get a fair amount of screen time compared to the clown that got canceled. Did I just say that out loud? Oh, man. Oh, goodness gracious. Yep. I think I mentioned this a while back, but there is one canceled car from 2024, and I will do a special video on this car very soon, very, very soon, in fact, where we talk about it. We talk about, well, I will just tell you who the clown replaced, or who the clown was replaced by, rather, and it was Margaret Motorray, which I think, you know what, it's hard to say if it's an upgrade or not. We'll talk about it later, but yeah, I intentionally said that. Don't worry, I didn't let it slip. It can be known now, but I will make a special video on it because it's kind of a big deal, and I am a little disappointed, but also, like, Margaret's awesome, so I'm not too upset about it. And again, yeah, we'll get into the weeds about it soon, so stay tuned for that video. It's going to be great. But yeah, it was a clown. It was going to be one of the Showtime episode characters that had less screen time than Van Campbell here. But yeah, like I said, I love his expression looking off to the side. It always just provides a little bit more character, a little more liveliness than the cars looking straight down the middle. Like, you know, May here, okay. I'm not big on Rodette's expression here, just kind of looks derpy. I love that word, by the way. Derpy. Claire Gunzer is actually pretty. I always love Claire because such a chunky, high metal density type of vehicle there. Now, thank goodness Van here is an Opel Corsa, because that is a lot more palatable for me than whenever I have to review a Peugeot, or however it's pronounced, because I cannot pronounce Peugeot apparently. Maybe I'm pronouncing it correctly now, but I feel like whenever I do a video with a Peugeot, like from Cars 2 or something, I get absolutely chastised into oblivion in the comment section below just because I'm mispronouncing it, and I guess I'm misinformed. But I'm not misinformed on Opel. That's a German company. Mostly European over there. Lots of Opels. In the US, there really aren't any. I have never seen an Opel like just driving down the street casually. Maybe in like a car show, but even then I can't recall one. So yeah, it's definitely more of an international type of vehicle. So to find it like in the middle of rural America at this circus doesn't make a ton of sense. And in fact, a lot of the cars don't make a ton of sense. Like there's just some models, some foreign international models that I would be shocked to have found their way into the like rural America. But maybe that's why like they have been chosen to perform in the circus, because they are also different. Like the three-wheel like Sal Macchiani trike, the trike Feldman, basically. Like that's just crazy to me. But anyways, yeah, Van looks awesome here. I love kind of the beige color that he has going down the middle. And yeah, whatever you want to call these, flames, kind of like bear scratches. I don't know. It literally looks like something like a bear just kind of scratched his claw through. I don't know. That's just kind of like my interpretation of it, but it looks good. And you have the teal here on the side with the little checkerboard pattern off to the back there. Got some gray wheels. You do have the Opel logo there in the grille. You have plastic teal side view mirrors. Opel logo again, and then the text actually spelling out Corsa there in the top left. License plate is M08-19K, so whoever the license plate refers to has initials MK, birthday August 19th, which is coming up quite soon here. But yeah, it looks really good. It does look, what is that? Oh no, I thought that was a chip for a second, but it was just a little piece of debris. So yeah, not a whole lot to talk about here with Van. He looks great. Like, I love the expression. Again, I love the fact that they chose to do a clown from the other side, like a different category, instead of the pink swirlies, the polka dots that they have just been pulling from repeatedly over the last couple years now. Made in Thailand, obviously. T12A means he was produced during the 12th week of 2024 at the A factory. Now it's time to compare him to all the other Opel Corsas that Mattel has done, starting with, let's see, I think the first one they did was Petro Cardellina in 2012. Bingo, in that weird-looking two-pack with Miguel Camino. Shortly there followed by Aloy Hemberger. Now, obviously, Petro here has a headset and looks a little bit different, but you can tell that they are pretty much the same model there with like these little flares around the bumper. And if I were to get my hand on a Thailand variant of Petro Cardellina, which I believe does exist, I think Petro did get released in 2018 from Thailand. Yeah, then we could do a fun comparison. You can see that they have the exact same style wheels. Petros are just a darker gray. Petro's Corsa logo and the Opel logo are black, and they stand out way better than the gray here on Van. You can see the license plate. See how the shape of the license plate is just as long as the international plate here on Petro, but only, you know, that middle section where an American plate would have fit is filled up. You can also see the exhaust pipes there, part of the base, whereas before, I mean, at least they were painted silver on the tips there. So yeah, basically I'm kind of talking, yeah, Petro is a lot more detailed than Van is when it comes to the nitty gritty. They both have like that little mini spoiler on the roof there. Both are looking off to the side as well. That's kind of interesting. All right, so yeah, after Petro, they did Alloy Hamburger in that 2013 Target exclusive 4-pack. Alloy is probably the most basic one that they've done, just basically blue with a little mini Max Schnell flag on his roof. Now, Alloy did get a single release in early 2017 before Cars 3 came in and wiped out that main line and canceled a whole bunch of good stuff. But yeah, very similar. You do switch from black Corsa text to gray Corsa text. As you can see here, it was originally black. Now it is the silver kind of gray. Similar, more similar to Van than Petro. Yeah, this does not look good right there. Even though it's a little larger, it's so much harder to read. These are almost the exact same color, which is kind of crazy. That is kind of wild. They are exactly the same color teal. After him, oh man, I'm getting all mixed up. 2015, these are very close, but Bob Motor got released in like late 2015, 2016. That 4-pack that never hit Target stores, but did hit Ross, Dress for Less stores, and stores in Europe. This was the 4-pack that snuck out just before Max Sakar's 4-pack, that Honda Tokyo Shu Todoroki fan that was only in Europe, super uber rare, specially packaged. And then the following multi-packs with the Max Schnell Mini Cooper fan, the BMW Raoul Serul fan, and that 7-pack with Nigel Gearsley, the Pink Cyan XB fan, all of those got canceled. Bob Motor and Max Sakar were just the packs that barely edged themselves out, but didn't even make it to the intended store that they were designed for, being Target. But yeah, again, you can see they have like the chrome, kind of more silver wheels. So you have 3 different shades of gray rims here on the Porto. Oh my God, I was about to say the Porto Corsa, which is close. Opel Corsa. Weird Corsa logo there. It actually, I don't know, it's kind of cool because it has like Corsa written into the logo there, I think. Like, it's a little bit more of a detailed, realistic interpretation of the logo, but you don't have the text there on the side, which is interesting. I do like Bob Motor quite a bit. I love the hat that he has, along with like Courtney Carspur has a similar hat to him, just a lot smaller. And the Max Schnell fan, the BMW Raoul fan, all have those exact kinds of hats, but only 2 of the fans actually got that hat. And it would have been awesome to have more so you could like start making customs. But Courtney Carspur is really the only feasible one because he's the only one released in mass and multiple times. And the final, Opel Corsa, another one looking off to the side, probably the rarest of the bunch that is super uber forlorn. Tom Talk, just like Bob Motor, Max Sakar, he was featured in a multi-pack that never hit the US at its intended store, being Toys R Us and the Radiator Springs Classic line. Instead, guess where he wound up? Ross Dress for Less. I actually found 2 of his 5-pack at a Ross Dress for Less around me here. It was one of my best finds probably in the last decade. I'm not even kidding. That was a tremendous find because I never found them again, and it's super rare. I do think the pack hit Australia in some capacity there, and maybe Canada. Besides that, no such luck. And yeah, multi-packs during that era really got the shaft, but at least he did sneak out in a little bit of a capacity across the world. And yeah, this was the final one they did until Van here, and he does have the black text and logo, kind of harkening back to the first one, Petro Cartolina. Kind of a full circle moment there. As you could see, the license plates all wucky because He really shouldn't be a Max Schnell fan like Aloy Hemberger is. He's just a spectator at Radiator Springs. I mean, I guess he technically could be a Max Schnell fan, but it really doesn't make much sense for him to have the exact same license plate. But that did happen a lot with cars that shared the same model. So there you guys have it. It's cool to have this model back in the mix. Honestly, Cars on the Road brought back a lot of those Cars 2 castings of real life models, especially the international ones that, you know, yeah, I mean, it's nice to have like licensed cars in the mix. And let me see it actually on the card back if they do reference the copyright of Opel. They should. I do believe it would be law. I do believe so. Donde está? Where is it? I feel like, don't they have to reference Opel here on the back of the card? Just like when they like reference Chevy Impala with Ramon. Wow. Maybe not. I'm not seeing it anywhere. That's crazy. Because it wasn't on the base either. Yeah. Wow, interesting. I am very surprised about that. All right. Well, enough wasting time. Thank you guys so much for watching. And let me know in the comments below, who is your favorite clown that Mattel has done so far? I do find it a little weird. I don't think the paint job should be this different between Hallam Haynes and Van Campbell. Like, I do not think Hallam Haynes should be nearly this metallic. But you can see that they do kind of, you know, they're all cut from the same cloth is what I'm trying to say. And by all, I mean like literally just these three. The Circus Stunt biplane is one of the best releases over the last couple of years, and he is so forlorn. Like, everyone's going to forget about this guy as he was just in a multi-pack. But we should be really grateful that Mattel actually released him because, like, you know, we all are aware of now, deluxes don't exist anymore, and it's rare for us to get like a multi-pack with actually a couple new cars in it. And yeah, that multi-pack had the Pity and the plane, which were all new at the time. So awesome stuff. Of course, getting Ivy in that Amazon pack was also a big win as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I will see you soon for another video. Bye now. What the hell, Mr. Doctor? You forgot to tell us who your favorite clown is. And that's a tough question right now, but I do think it has to be Greebles. I feel like he's aged the best out of all of these. He doesn't hang around in pegworm anymore. He's a gremlin. He's got the clown nose on his hood. I still think he's the best. Although I do think there was a point in time there where I pivoted to Claire, but no, Greebles is the best clown. End of story.